Is it a Type-C mini?
What?
Type-C mini HDMI?
I don't know. What's it say?
It's not a type... No, I'm wondering what's the...
Port?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's not tight. I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me, man? Ow. Making me get up and get shit.
Oh, there's that damn fly again. Fly swatter.
It is... What does it say?
Get back over here.
Whatever that says. I don't know.
HDMI.
I know. But can you see the plug on it?
Yeah. It might not be the correct plug. I don't know. We might have to just go run out to Walmart.
I can't just go run out to Walmart. I have kids here. Welcome to my life. I can't remember the last time I could just run out to do anything. And pretty soon I literally can't even run out of my own fucking bed. Hey, surgery. Oh, why is the stream status bad?
Why? There's also
What?
this here on camera.
Oh, that doesn't matter. That can edit it out. Why is it bad? I don't know. It's playing just fine. Maybe if I just mute the actual stream. Come on, you bitch. Maybe that's why, because it was trying to play on two different things.
Man, where are ya?
Alright.
Where'd you go? Here I am, you creepy bastard.
Here I am. Rocking like a hurricane.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. The audio version's recording. You another one? Or
Yeah.
Alright, let's get her done. We're actually only 10 minutes. Look at that. We're only at 9:10.
Yeah.
Of course, it's because Darren, I think he quit. I really should figure that out since he's supposed to be the guy posting all the time.
Yeah, right.
Here in E3.
Yeah, right.
Guess that guy is me? Oh, shit. I don't want this to
But you can't because you can't bring a laptop.
Can't bring a laptop, I know.
Hey, there's the
Posting from my phone. Just don't hit the equipment, man.
I'm not. Where'd you go? There you are. Just land on the dang wall, please.
See, we have a third member of the podcast.
Yeah, right?
The fly.
I'm
All right.
just trying to kill it.
All right. We'll worry about it after, I guess.
Or in the middle of the podcast.
All right. We're looking good.
Well.
First advertising Diet Coke. By the way,
Yeah, right.
we're still taking advertisers.
Yeah, right.
All right. Synced up. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 67, Road to E3 Week 5.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
one more episode, and it's E3.
Didn't we take off in a plane?
Well, we'll be taking off before the episode goes live, but
I know.
still,
I know.
it'll be recording a couple days gone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's going to be exciting times there. This week, though, is a little different because in this week's Road to E3, we're going to be talking about all non-Nintendo things.
What?
Essentially,
How dare
I
us.
originally was going to make this episode like, let's look at Sony's conference, Microsoft's conference, then go back through all of the major third-party conferences and talk about games that might not come to Switch. But you know what? We already did the third-party thing last week, so who really cares? We're just going to hit on Sony and Microsoft this week. Might be a shorter episode, or it might be a longer episode, wherever the conversation takes us. All I know is we're actually starting this episode practically on time. This is on time for us.
Yeah, right.
So there is, again, no Darren this week. At this point, I'm just not even going to mention there's no Darren anymore. I don't even know if this... Is he even part of the podcast anymore?
Yeah, right.
I know he's alive because he posted a picture on Facebook of fishing.
Yeah.
So it's like, you were just fishing,
Yeah.
but you can't get back to me, Darren. I'm sorry. I'm questioning your dedication
As
heading
much
into
as
E3.
as much as he was bragging about never missing an episode.
Right. I will say the one obvious Nintendo thing we have going here is rocking some new coasters. Actually, I've had them for a little while. Haven't been using them much, but yeah, I got my Duck Hunt coaster. He's got his
Super Mario 3.
If you don't believe, it's officially copyrighted by Nintendo, made in China, of course.
Oh, yeah, why not?
2017. Anyways, busting those out, trying to get a little bit less rings on the table, even though we're probably in a repainting over it already.
Yeah, probably.
As if we don't have enough paint.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. Before we hop into this, since I feel like this is going to be a shorter podcast, I just got this feeling.
Yeah, I do too.
How's your week been going, man? Haven't talked to you much.
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Well, not too bad, not too good, I guess. Holiday on Monday, so
Yeah.
no work.
No,
that was fun.
that's nice,
Weekend
yeah.
was up in Steck, fishing, hanging
Yeah,
out.
we actually hung out
Tons-
on that Monday a little bit.
Tons of sun. Dehydrated the hell out of myself. And then
I dehydrated the hell out of myself on Monday night.
Yeah,
You
he
guys,
did.
if you saw
Yes,
that,
he did.
$500 stream night.
Yeah,
Oh, boy,
yeah.
That was crazy.
Then Tuesday was just a normal day, work, whatever. Wednesday I had a half day of work because I had my physical.
Yep.
Uh,
Those are always fun, aren't they?
yeah, yeah. Let's just say I'm at the heaviest I've ever been in my life.
I'm surprisingly not.
Yeah.
Because I went to the doctor today. For
Yes.
those who are wondering, this is the day I found out that I was going to need surgery. If you're wondering what that's all about, there's a whole other video up about it. But when I went in and I stepped on the scale, I'm like, I really haven't been eating for 3 days. I'm down like 12 pounds.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
There you go.
and I like that. Usually I'm scared to step on the doctor scale. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
worse than I'm better than last
Yeah.
time. What?
Yeah.
Thank you for, I guess, making me not want to eat, you damn hernia.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah. So found out I'm the heaviest I've ever been. Pre-diabetic.
That's always rough.
So yeah.
But not there yet.
Not there
you
yet.
You got to work
Yes.
at it. So you
Oh
can,
no, I know. I'm definitely well aware.
Oh,
Hence why
I'm hitting it. I'm hitting.
Hence
it this,
why I only got the 6-inch sub and
Oh, yeah.
the fridge is open.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Well, we'll work on that a little bit together this summer
Yeah,
too, because
sure.
because obviously
We need to work
I have-
out. And,
Well, it's
Well,
the
you
work.
can't.
Well, after July, I can work
right.
out.
Yeah.
But beyond that, actually, my diet has to change a little bit.
Yeah.
I can still eat pretty much whatever I want,
Mm-hmm.
but to help re-strengthen the wall in there, I have to have like more whole grains,
Mm-hmm.
super lean meat, stuff like that. Doesn't mean that I can't
Yeah.
eat out ever.
Right, right,
just
right,
you
right.
know, I have to cut back on that a little bit.
I suppose you got to probably cut back on the spice a little bit for a little while.
No, the first week it's like a liquid diet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But by the time I'm back to normal 4 weeks later or close to normal, I probably would have dropped already 30, 40 pounds
Oh, hey.
just between the surgery and the diet change
Yeah,
that I
there you
had
go.
to just
Yeah.
to recover.
Yeah.
But after that, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do plan to cut back on portion size. I already do that.
Right.
That's already
No,
one.
for
That's
sure,
probably
for
the
sure.
only reason I haven't blown up even bigger is because I have been cutting back my portion sizes. Like, even when I make frozen pizzas now, I'm only eating half a pizza. For some of you guys, that
Yeah,
might
right.
seem crazy. But it's like,
Right.
dude, I used to down the whole thing.
Oh, if not,
Or
we could easily do 2 in our heyday.
When I was ordering in pizza, like Domino's, I'd eat the whole thing in one sitting. Now I'm like, I have 2-3 slices, save the rest. Like, I've been making myself do that. However, there is a caveat now.
Oh boy.
Because I'm not going to be able to eat this kind of food once I have my surgery, pretty much for the next 2 weeks, all hands are off. I'm eating whatever the hell I fucking feel like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drink whatever I feel like because everything's changing.
Well,
But I'm not going to go crazy. Basically, what I'm trying to tell myself
E3
is
is we're good.
when
And
I'm in LA, I'm not going to give a crap and I'm going to
Yeah.
do what I want because
Right.
I just don't care because I'm only there once a year.
Right.
Or once
Once-
every other year
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, anyways, let's get into the actual podcast. Oh,
Before we get into it,
what's up?
the camera is flickering, so I just wanted to.
There's
point
nothing
that
I can
out.
do about
Okay.
it. We are aware that there's a glitch in the camera. I don't know what to tell you. My kids step on things, break things, and we do have a more professional grade camera we could be using, but we don't have the right cord to actually use it the way that we would want to for this. So, yeah. We'll figure it out eventually. Maybe someday. Sorry, I keep dreaming of the day when I could have a camera here, camera there, and then multiple angles, and you could change it up. Not that we need multiple angles, there's only 2 of us. But,
Right.
maybe someday there'll be 3 of us at this table.
A 360 view.
All right.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Put a ceiling camera
Yeah.
up and just spin it around. Anyways, folks, we do have a third member of the podcast pop in here. It's called The Fly.
Oh, yeah.
The giant fly that we can't get. We've been trying to kill. Anyways.
Yeah, right.
The first topic we're going to talk about actually deals with Sony. We're going to go Sony's press conference and Microsoft's press conference. The known games that are going to be at Sony's press conference for sure are Death Stranding, Kingdom Hearts 3, Dreams. With No, sorry, just
Not
Dreams.
with Raid on
Just
Rainbow.
Dreams.
Sadly.
The Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, and Street Fighter 5. And then the rumored games that might also appear there are Days Gone, Shenmue 3, and of course that Final Fantasy VII Remake that's been announced twice and has been 8 or 10 years and whatever.
Yeah.
Any of those games like stand out to you, excite you, and anything that piques your interest a little bit? I'm not sure how many of these games I know you saw some of Death Stranding last year.
Right. I was going to say, that's the one that we saw last year. It was definitely intriguing. If we had a chance, I don't know if this is playable, correct?
We don't know. These are just at the press conference.
Okay. If it's playable, it would be interesting to kind of play it, but
Well, we'll see.
Right,
Especially
well.
if that new leaked list that came out is legit for what's playable, then we know, okay, there's only 9 games at the Nintendo booth. So then if we can get all 9 of those games done in the first day and a half, then we can kind of start going, okay, we'll try to see if there's any Switch games playable at these other booths, but if there's not, well, we're already there.
Right.
We might as well play something else.
Right.
Like, as an example, if we can't play NBA 2K19 on Switch there, we can still play NBA 2K19. It just won't be on Switch, and we can still give some impressions for what the Switch version might be like, even though it won't be at 60 FPS.
right.
So there's that. And just like FIFA 19, although playing the FIFA 19 version for other systems, they're supposedly FIFA 19 might be at the Nintendo booth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. Kingdom Hearts 3 is always freaking fantastic.
And they had that preview event and all that footage is out there now, and it's like, oh my gosh. The game looks gorgeous. I don't know if it controls the greatest, but God, does it look good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you tell me Toy Story is like real, and I can play
Right.
in it, I'm sold.
Right.
Period. And I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game. Sue me.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how I've never played it since I love Disney so much. Heck, I played Epic Mickey and Epic Mickey 2, but I didn't play. Well, see, they were on Nintendo systems. Yeah, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah,
but wasn't Kingdom Hearts on a Nintendo system?
Not 1 and 2.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
I swear they were.
No, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were never on Nintendo. What it was is they like changed memories. Kingdom Hearts 2.5 or something like that. Like they had like the side games that are part of the main story were on like 3DS and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I thought that.
or DS, I don't remember. It's been so long, but no, I never played them. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I think, were just PlayStation. I could be wrong on that, by the way, because I never played them. I never played them, so it's not like I really know. Kingdom Hearts 3 is only announced for PlayStation 4, so that's why I kind of assumed 1 and 2 might have only been PlayStation.
Right.
PlayStation 2, I believe, or PlayStation 1, PlayStation 3, or PlayStation 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys will know better than me because I never played them. Okay. Any other games?
It'd be interesting to see the Spider-Man because movie to the game.
Well, it's not a movie game.
No, it's not a movie game. Okay,
No.
good. Okay, good.
No,
I mean,
it is made by
then
the
again-
team. Have you remember the Batman Arkham City game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's made by the people who did that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so then it should be good.
And they've shown it off before. It actually looks like they finally made a good Spider-Man game for the first time in the history of Spider-Man. Because somehow web slinging is such a hard concept to get correct.
Well, it did.
And
never know. It could be.
It looks like they nailed it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of the stuff gameplay we've seen, because we've seen trailers with him web slinging. We haven't seen people playing the web slinging parts, but we have seen like him fighting people in like warehouses and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, okay, it looks like Batman. Looks like the beat 'em up stuff, and that's great with some Spider-Man moves. But we'll see. We'll see. It looks good. I know a lot of you guys out there have talked about in some of our live streams how excited you are for that one. Wish it was coming to Switch, but again, I think Sony's kind of paying for it. So
Yeah. So probably not.
yeah. I mean, when I look at the list, obviously you brought up some good ones. I have to say, I am ashamed to admit that I have never played The Last of Us.
Yeah, I'm in that boat too. So
See, it came out on PlayStation 3. I have PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
I can just go buy it for that. But I don't want to because I want to play the remastered version on PlayStation 4, but I don't own a PlayStation 4.
Right.
We'll get there someday, folks. There's going to be a trifecta of current-gen systems, or I'll just wait till PlayStation 5 comes.
Yeah.
But
don't worry, it might not be backwards compatible.
yeah, I know. So then I still have to get the 4 to play
Yeah.
the Last of Us Remastered.
Right.
Anyways, the thing is I'm really into, like, I like shows and movies that are like post-apocalypse or apocalyptic zombie movies, even like the Walking Dead show, which I know is kind of ran along in the tooth for some people. I still love like the first 5 seasons because like it's just really. I mean, I know it's based on comics, so it's kind of got good source material, but it's just a really interesting piece. And The Last of Us is that kind of like the world's going to hell, everything's becoming zombies, and this is The Last of Us. Like, there's not that many people left. And we obviously know about the main character and the girl and everything. And The Last of Us Part 2, I think, was focusing on the girl. I'm not 100% sure because, again, I haven't played the games. So it's funny, too, when people talk about spoilers. Well, here's the thing. I still know pretty much nothing about The Last of Us' story. So is it really that hard to avoid spoilers? I'm just it's been out forever, and I still don't know much. And some of you guys are going down in the comments. Well, this happens. I'm still don't know what you're talking about because I never played it.
Exactly.
You could spoil the entire story to me, and I still wouldn't know anything because I haven't played it. It's like, do I believe what you're saying, or are you trolling me? I wouldn't know because I haven't played.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing of that. I don't know. Here's the thing. It's hard for me to be spoiled unless I want to be spoiled. Is basically what I'm saying.
Right. I mean,
because I just don't believe anyone.
Yeah. Right.
You just don't believe anyone.
Yeah,
Then
right.
it doesn't really matter. You're not spoiled.
Yeah.
Because you never believed it in the first place.
Right.
But it's a game that I know I would love if I played it. And it is going to be one of the very first games I pick up with the PlayStation 4, hopefully later this year. And that being said, I really want to see where Part 2 is going to take us. It's Naughty Dog. Mm-hmm. All they do is make excellence.
Right.
It's them and Rockstar. It's like, Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out this year. You just know going to be amazing games.
Yeah, right.
So I'm really, really, really excited for that one. You already mentioned a lot of the good one. Dreams is interesting. I liked when it was first shown off, but apparently it's been like canned and rebooted like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
So I don't really know what it's ultimately going to become.
If it doesn't have Radon Randall in it,
I don't know if it was Dreams of Radon. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know. Street Fighter 5. I mean, it's Street Fighter.
Yeah, right. Either you take it or you leave it.
And then some of the rumored ones like Days Gone. From the things rumored about it sounds nice, but I don't really believe it till I see it. What did I just say? If you just don't believe anything till you see it, then suddenly you're never spoiled, are you? Shenmue 3. Okay, I did not play Shenmue 2.
I didn't play
My bad. I should have played Shenmue 2. Still need to get my hands on it. But I played the first Shenmue. Shenmue 3 is all it's a labor of love. I mean, it's partially fan funded, for crying out loud.
Oh.
It was only going to exist if enough fans supported it. They did, and then Sony backed for the rest of the money needed to make it. And it's like, yeah, okay, fans want it. Let's make it happen. I that's the one game on the list I'm like, that might not be about profit margins as much as it is about a labor of love for the fans. Can't wait to see just more of Shenmue 3, baby. Final Fantasy 7. So
I just find it hilarious.
Here is my confession, my old friend.
Okay, yeah.
I've never played Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, either way.
But I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12, and then 15 a little bit.
And Crystal Chronicles and
Crystal Chronicles. So here's the funny thing. I played all these other Final Fantasy games, but the one that everyone says is the best Final Fantasy game. And I think it's because that was the first one to release only on PlayStation at the time when they switched from Nintendo. And maybe, I think it was on PC too. And for some reason, I didn't buy it on PC, but then I bought Final Fantasy 8 on PC. Don't ask me why. I think I had some sour grapes when I was a kid. I think I was just like, screw you, Square. You took it away from Nintendo, so I'm not buying it.
How dare you?
And should have. But I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Console war.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm over all that stuff as an adult, but I've never gone back to pick it up again.
Yeah.
So
well, don't worry. You'll just wait another 10 years and you'll be able to pick it up again.
And I'm also hoping that this is coming to Switch. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sony's funding some of it, but I really hope that shows up just because it's been something they've announced and announced. They've announced it twice, been in development, been scratched, brought back in development again. I really want to see it happen. Just like, it's kind of like, to me, it's almost akin to if they would finally do Ocarina of Time in HD. Like, just one of those milestone games that even if I don't think Ocarina of Time is all that in a bag of chips, maybe I play Final Fantasy VII and I don't think it's all that in a bag of chips, but it's still that significant portion of gaming history that you would just like to see brought into today's world, where there's a lot of people today that have never played these games.
For sure.
And so, and not just like HD in it, like actually remastering
I'm
it.
one of those people.
Yeah. So I really want to see that. Out of all the games, the game, I mean, I know The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be great. I am very curious about Death Stranding. Not just because it's the game I've seen the most of, because hello.
Yeah, right.
Do you know who's making it? Come on, Kojima.
Not to mention
Norman Reedus is like
not to mention the half-hour showcase that they had on it. I mean, that video was long.
Yeah, that was good though.
It was
I mean, it got a little long in the tooth at one point. You're like, yeah, but it's all cinematic.
Yeah, right.
They're trying to show what it is without. It's
right.
Kojima.
Right.
That's what Kojima does.
Right.
Okay.
No, I know.
You still don't really know what this game is.
Right.
Because that's just the way you're not gonna know.
Except for the random baby.
Until it releases, you're not gonna even know what this thing is. That's just,
the random baby.
Yeah, the random baby, which I think is obviously a key part of the story, but I don't get it yet.
Yeah. And then
anyways,
I'm guessing aliens.
I don't know. All I know is it's Kojima, and he's never let me down in his whole career. Anytime I bought a game and played a game that he has created, and now he's on his own, free of Konami. I want to see what he does with his very first ever game on his own as a studio. Is it going to be all hype and no deliverance like Mighty No. 9 was by the Mega Man creator? Or is it going to be 20 billion times better than it would have ever been if it had been a Konami game, because Konami is Konami?
Konami's good at Konami.
But we'll see. That's the thing. I believe that Kojima is very talented. Whether or not he has also an equally talented team with him, I don't know.
Right.
So I really want to see how that turns out. And again, it'd be nice to know, is it coming this year? Is it coming next year? Like, Kojima teases things for years. So, like, we could still be talking about Death Stranding at E3 next year and the year after and the year after. But it'll be a PlayStation 6 game by the time it releases, but it'll be at E3 every single year until then. And obviously, we know that's exclusive.
See. By the time it releases, we'll have seen the whole game in cinematic.
We'll have seen 8 hours of cutscenes.
Right.
Out of the total 50 hours of cutscenes for the final game or something. Love you, Kojima. I can't wait to. I have high hopes. Out of all the games at E3 that are not like a Nintendo game, dude, Death Stranding. I have such high hopes for that. That is the game that, if I feel like it's living up to the hype, I will probably at least buy a used PlayStation 4 just to play it. Even though I want a Pro, it's fine. It'll be worth me buying the cheaper used PlayStation 4 just if that happens. Like, oh dang, now I get to play The Last of Us Remastered. Dang, now I get to play The Last Guardian. Oh shoot, the Uncharted series. I finally get to play that. Oh man, I'm gonna be so angry about all this. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn. Guys, I am a Nintendo fan through and through, but you gotta give some Sony props this generation, man. They have kind of nailed it this generation. So, good on them. Console wars are BS. Seriously, there can be more than one great console out there.
Fanboys. Well, there goes some subscribers.
So speaking of console wars, the company that has been most kind of disliked in the console race this year, or really just overall this generation, has been Microsoft. And we're talking, of course, about Xbox One, Xbox One X now at this point, plus the Xbox One S. Yes, all confusing naming conventions. It's Microsoft. Although, Nintendo had Wii U. So we really wanted to talk. Wii U.
No, I know.
Like, DS,
but the Wii kind of made sense.
The Wii was fine. That's a new brand.
Right.
But like
the Wii U,
after you just had like Wii Play and Wii Sports and Wii Draw, Draw tablet. It was the Wii U Draw tablet. I don't know. Wii Draw tablet it just. Anyways, there were so many Wii blank accessories, Wii blank games. Like Wii U is just a terrible name.
Right.
Then you had like DS to 3D. Oh, 3DS. Oh, clever because it has 3D screens, but it's not a 3D DS. It's a brand new generation of hardware. So again, kind of confusing branding. It's just okay. So I can't really. who are we to really complain about the branding? But
Yeah. Oh.
Besides, I don't think the branding is why it didn't work. What are you owing?
Fly.
Oh.
Our third cast member.
Oh, it's flying around. All right. Anyways, here's the funny thing. One of the things that Xbox has been most chastised for this generation is their lack of exclusive games. And by the way, when I say exclusive games, I'm not talking about the fact that, there's no Xbox-only games. They release them on PC. Microsoft is a PC company.
Right.
That doesn't bother me that they do that. Mm-hmm. Let's just talk about games that they're going to have on Xbox that are not on PlayStation 4, okay, or Switch. And the only game confirmed to be shown this year is Ooblets.
Woo!
That's it. One title.
Yeah.
One title confirmed. Ooblets. It's not like Nintendo where like the only confirmed title to be shown is Smash Bros. But it's Smash Bros.
Yeah. Hey! Don't knock this.
And
game.
we know about other games coming. We know about Mario Tennis and like so. It's like in Metroid and Yoshi. Like we know other games that are coming. So it's kind of like,
hey
but
man,
Ooblets.
this could be the best game ever.
I'm sure it looks interesting, so I'm not gonna knock it. It's just like
Right.
that's
Yeah,
the
right,
only
yeah.
title we know you're
I
showing.
get where you're coming from.
I
I just have to give you crap.
there is some rumored titles,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
One of them I think we'll probably most likely see because we've seen it before, and it was delayed from the launch of the Xbox One X, and of course talking about Crackdown 3. That is not confirmed to be at E3. However, it would be surprising if it wasn't because it originally was going to be an Xbox One X launch game, but it wasn't ready, so they delayed it. So if they're ever going to release it in this generation, it feels like it needs to be at this E3 to come out later this year as Microsoft's big game this year.
Right. Is it holiday? You think?
Maybe. It depends because one of the
Or
other
would that
rumor,
be too late?
well,
then?
one of their other rumor games is Gears of War 5.
Yeah. So
And that could be the big
one
holiday.
Of those, one of those.
And this
would
could
be
be
the
like
holiday,
the end
the
of summer.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're going to double up the holiday, have one land in October, then one in November. I don't know. But yeah, those are like the two big ones, of course, that everyone, all Microsoft fans, should be hoping show up as Gears of War 5 and Crackdown 3. And then they have Below, which looks admittedly like it could be a very interesting game. Need to see more of it. And then Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Again, if you guys remember Ori and the Blind Forest, kind of a follow-up to that. And Ori and the Blind Forest is very good, so Ori and Will of the Wisp is kind of more of an indie title, but it looks very, very promising.
The title in itself just makes me want to play the game.
Oh, yeah. The Ori and the Blind Forest is really good, so Ori and the Will of the Wisp is probably going to be equally excellent. My big thing here, of course, is... by the way, what I should note, now that we're on our second topic, is out of both of these topics, we're not mentioning third-party games. We're talking about games that are going to be exclusive right now. We'll get into what games we might think might showcase for their third-party wise, because I feel like that's one thing, when it sounds like, man, Microsoft only has Ooblets and then maybe 4 other games. I'm like, yeah, but they're going to have Madden showing off there. There's going to be Call of Duty. There's going to be this. There's going to be a bunch
games that are coming to the console that may not be within their booth.
because I got to remember, it's just like with Nintendo, like, even if the 9 games are all they're going to have playable on the show floor, and if you're curious, I made a video about that already, what those 9 games are, it's still that they're going to show way more than 9 games off. That's just what they have playable. So, yeah, I think, does any of those games excite you?
Well, Crackdown 3 and
you
Gears of
are
War
a Crackdown
5.
fan. I know you're a Crackdown 5.
I mean, I've only played the first one and half of it probably, but it's a fantastic game.
You don't need to play 2.
No.
2 is just...
Yeah.
Didn't really live up to the promise of 1.
Actually, no. You know what? I may have played a little bit of 2. Now that I think about it.
I remember we played some 1, for sure.
Yes. No, I know I've played 1
1
for sure. But I may have played a little bit of 2 now that I think about it.
Well, Crackdown 3, what has me excited is trying to be like Crackdown 1, but with completely destructible environments.
Interesting.
And it using cloud processing to pull that off.
Interesting.
Which also would technically mean it probably needs a constant online connection, and that might turn some people off, but it's an Xbox. You probably have it connected online all the time anyways. So...
Yeah, but... Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If it does... My thing is, if they stick to the cloud processing on the physics, if it does something that is beyond anything I've ever seen before physics-wise, then it's like, okay. Because Crackdown 3 was always like their proof of concept that their cloud computing can be used in addition to the power of the system
right.
to create something that is not possible on home consoles.
Now, the thing that I would like to see them do is basically, if there is an internet connection, use the cloud computing. But if you don't, then turn off the destructible environments and stuff like that, so it doesn't.
Or I don't know.
So that way you don't. If you're in a place where you don't have an internet connection, it's
You
not.
probably
like
don't
you
own an
can't
Xbox.
play. Like let's say I take it up to the cabin. I don't have internet there, but I still want to play Crackdown. I can't, because if it needs an internet connection.
Sure.
I mean, it'd be nice to see them.
But let's be real. You wouldn't bring it to your cabin. You just bring your Switch.
Well, right, but
I'm just saying.
no,
You're creating a
right.
situation that's not real.
no, I don't even have an Xbox One, so
I know. You
I'm
don't.
just. It's a hypothetical.
I know. I know what you're saying. I
It's-
hear you.
It'd be nice
It's
to
one of
see-
those things where we would like to live in a world where if a largely single player experience doesn't need an online connection.
Mhm.
But it's also one of those things to me, like if the point of this game is to prove that you can create this thing that goes beyond what a console can do because of the cloud computing, then it's kind of like, yeah, but if they do that for you, then it totally ruins the whole purpose of the creation.
Yes and no.
Well, it's like kind of like Splatoon 2.
No, because there's
You can play Splatoon 2 offline, but
Yeah.
why would you? It's not. It defeats the purpose of Splatoon 2. And I know it's talking about a multiplayer game, but it's just like Crackdown 3. If the big purpose is that cloud computing enabling a game that isn't possible without it, then putting it in a situation where you can't use that cloud computing and still being able to play would make it a far lesser experience, to the point that you can obviously argue, oh, it's obviously a lesser experience if you can't play it at all. Yeah, but at least when you do play it, you're always getting the best of the best experience.
right, but the thing is that there's
By the way, I'm just devil's advocate.
no, I know.
I think we don't know.
Right.
I haven't seen like how amazing this is supposed to be because of cloud computing yet. So
The thing is we're talking about a small, probably a minor amount of cases where you're not going to have internet.
well, for Xbox,
Right. But so the fact that it's, then again, I mean, why would you put it for a small amount of cases? But I mean, it's just something that I would like to see.
It was more common with 360 for a lot of people not to have it on the internet, but that was also the first time people started having internet, like high speed
Well,
internet.
yeah, actual internet.
So
could
like it
support
was still one of those things where not everybody quite has it, so it's fine. Whereas Xbox One X was clearly built as a multimedia internet machine,
right.
and I think that's okay. It's also, you know, if you want single player experiences on the go, you get a PlayStation 4, you get a Switch for on the go, PlayStation 4. You want it at your cabin, whatever.
Right.
Or get internet at your cabin, damn it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for Crackdown 3 just because it is supposed to be that proof of concept. Not just because I like Crackdown. I do like Crackdown. But that proof of concept is like,
But also, you know, where I was going with that,
sure.
to bring it back around, is that there's so little cases that, you know, the proof of concept is still going to be there with how many people are actually still connected to the internet. It's the proof of concept is going to be there no matter what. Even if they put the other thing in there, because it is a small amount of cases that's going to be without the internet.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, it's just like I used in the Splatoon 2 case. It's kind of, but if you remove the internet, it defeats the purpose of the game. Like, I'm not saying that it can't be a good game without internet, but it's like if the game is so heavily built around a physics engine that's reliant on that cloud computing, and you just remove the cloud computing from the game, it's going to feel like a completely different... I mean, imagine that the physics in Breath of the Wild, all the wild, amazing physics required a cloud. And you remove the cloud, now you don't have those physics anymore. Breath of the Wild would feel completely different. It'd be like a totally different game, physics-wise.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those, like, yeah, it moves destructible environments, but it's not just that. It's the physics of all of it. So, like, the physics are supposed to be... With the cloud computing, this is just Microsoft,
right.
by the way, that argued this. The cloud computing is supposed to enable physics that aren't possible with any single device.
I mean...
So, and the thing is, we just haven't seen enough of... We've seen teasers, we've seen... we saw. I brought up the destructible environment because that's how they initially showed it off. But that doesn't mean that's the only way.
Well, right.
And everything else we've seen of trailers from it have just been pre-scripted stuff. So, I really want to... I think I need to see what this is. I finally need to have the whole veil lifted off it. And let's see, are you even still using cloud computing? Or did you make this an Xbox One X exclusive because that has enough power to do what you want? Or if you are still using cloud computing, why? what makes the cloud computing so necessary for what you're doing with Crackdown 3? Or did you create Crackdown 3 kind of like Shigeru Miyamoto did, like with Star Fox Zero, to be a proof of concept for what cloud computing can do? Because here's my thing. And I want video games to be able to exist for their own merits. So when they announced they were making Star Fox Zero, I was all excited until they kind of said, oh, but we're basing it around the gamepad. And I'm like, so you are creating Star Fox Zero to prove late in the Wii U's life cycle that the gamepad is worth it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That means that you're basing the game to prove a concept that's already been rejected.
Yeah.
And
so
no
you guys
one,
were relevant.
And so, like, my thing is, and I'm not saying that the cloud computing thing here can't be useful in the future.
Right. No, for sure.
You know, I think this is Microsoft's idea of, look, we're not talking about game streaming, although you'll be able to get this game through their game streaming, or not their game streaming, their game rental service, basically. But I think that I'm hoping that Crackdown 3 wasn't built in the mind to be a showcase for the cloud computing. Rather, they wanted to use cloud computing. Like, I'm hoping the people that were making Crackdown, love Crackdown, wanted to go with cloud computing because they believe it's going to enhance the game to their complete vision of what they want Crackdown to be.
No.
That's my hope. And if that's the case, then you definitely are not going to rip that out and give someone a chance to play it that's outside of the vision of the game. Now, if it's just a proof of concept, of course you could rip it out. Well, then that means that the game wasn't really ever built with it, and that actually probably means we have a less impressive game because the game probably isn't that good. It was built as a show. It was a Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
It was a... And by the way, I don't think Star Fox Zero is a bad game. It's just I don't think it's as good as it could be because I think it was so focused on proving a concept of something rather than trying to be the best Star Fox game it possibly could be. That's just my opinion, of course.
I don't know. I think we should ask them on what they think.
Sure. I mean, well, yeah, always you guys could chime in because Crackdown 3 is obviously the game we're both most excited for.
I don't know. I love Gears, so I did play.
Gears
I did
is
play
legit
Gears,
good every time.
So
it's legit good every time.
I think I stopped playing it
3?
the middle of 3.
Yeah.
So
and Gears 4 was pretty good. I'm sure Gears 5 will be good. Is there any game, since there's not a lot of games right here from Microsoft, and this has been kind of what they've been chastised for all year, is there any game you'd like to see them announce that isn't listed here?
Oh,
I mean, there's that one major franchise out there that it's been a few years.
Oh, God.
The only thing that when you think of Xbox, you think of what?
Oh, Halo. Yeah, another Halo game. Even though that they said they were done with Halo about, 6 times now? 8 times now?
I think that was before.
That was Bungie.
That was Bungie.
Yeah,
and
Bungie was done.
Bungie is legit done. They don't even.
Right.
Microsoft has nothing to do with them anymore. So, because there's been some whispers on the wind about a Halo 6. Whether or not that would, I think a Halo 6 would be an excellent launch title for the next console.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't mean they can't tease it here.
Right.
They could Breath of the Wild this SOB. Tease it as a future Xbox. And don't even say Xbox One. Just say a future Xbox release. And then when you announce the new Xbox, whenever that is.
Actually, that would be.
Then say it's a launch title.
This would be the time to do it. Show it off, and if you're ready to do it, just announce your next console. And say it's a launch game. I mean.
You know, do you actually think Microsoft or Sony are going to announce their new systems this year?
How long has it been since the One X has been out?
The Xbox One X has only been out since November last year.
Okay.
PlayStation 4 Pro was PlayStation's last mid-gen upgrade. That was end of 2016. And the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have both been on the market since 2013.
Right. I could see Sony.
So we're at 5 years this year.
Right.
Technically.
Well, you know,
this holiday will be...
It's one of those things that I could see Sony announcing the PlayStation 5. But at the same point in time...
But you see all those games.
No, I know. No, I know. But at the same point in time, I can see the argument for Microsoft because if they want to get rid of this stigma of the Xbox, not having games right now, or exclusive games, what better way than to announce a new system with an exclusive game?
Sure. No, I hear you. I don't think we're getting any announcements this year.
Hey,
Well, you got to remember, Xbox One
I know.
and PlayStation 4 were not even technically announced at E3.
No, I know.
They had their own announcement event and then a big blowout at E3. And I'm not saying that they're going to do that again, because who knows? They might change it up every console gen.
Yeah.
But I do think that next year,
Mhm.
next year I think is the first year we'll finally see, okay, maybe they'll tease it next year and release in 2020 or release it holiday next year. Because then we're 6 years in. Sony's going to end it with a bunch of big games just like they did in PlayStation 3. I mean, PlayStation 3 ended with like GTA 5 and The Last of Us in like the final year. Like, are you kidding? How do you end with two of the best
Right.
games on the platform? And then you say, oh, by the way, go buy a new console the
Yeah,
same
right.
year.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
you
isn't
just played
backwards
GTA a
compatible.
month ago? Now go buy
Yeah, right.
PlayStation
That isn't
4.
backwards. That isn't backwards.
But it
compatible.
works. It sounds backwards to us. At least it sounds backwards to me because I'm used to Nintendo, where they just abandon. They it's like the system doesn't even exist for the final
right.
year or two,
Yeah,
and then
right.
they bring you a new platform. Whereas Sony's like, no, we're going to keep giving you great games up to the PlayStation 4, so you build trust that you should pick up this system day one because you know we're going to keep bringing it all through the generation.
No.
When reality is, what they did with PlayStation 4, they didn't really bring it at all for almost 2.5 years. Then they hit you hard, and now they're hitting you hard
They
all the
rested
way
on
to
the
the end.
laurels of the end of 3. So
Because this is the thing. It's an interesting strategy because Nintendo hits you hard in the first 2.5 to 3 years, and then it gets really, really dry. Whereas PlayStation hits you really, really hard in the last 2.5 to 3 years, and then it's really dry for the first couple of years of the system. And it's like, which strategy is better? I don't know because they both keep working.
yeah, right.
I know as a gamer, I'd rather just never have a dry spell.
Yeah, there's
and what
that.
helps Sony's case is that they have 100% full third-party support. So that really fills in the gaps, whereas Nintendo doesn't. But
Right.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Switch is the time when we'll finally not go years with no like AAA game coming out because
Right.
Nintendo didn't feel like making one or
Right.
something. Thank you, Wii. And Wii U. Oh my gosh. Anyways, cool. Well, I think I'm just looking at this. Is there any third-party games you think are going to get shown that you're excited for either of them? Because third-party games are always multi-plat, so they could be shown at one or
Right.
both or whatever.
I can't. I don't know. The only one I can
Madden.
really is Madden. Yeah, that's about the only one. Tap Sports Baseball. No. Sorry.
I mean, what?
We
No
can cut that out.
Red Dead Redemption 2, baby?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
I
definitely.
know you're excited
Yes.
for
Oh,
that
yeah.
one, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
probably will be shown again at one of these conferences. Whichever one has the marketing rights, they always
Yeah,
have to
right.
pay for.
Yeah.
Just like
The exclusive marketing rights for the first how long?
You know what would be interesting if like Sony has marketing rights for Call of Duty, but then Microsoft has marketing rights for Battlefield.
Yeah.
It kind of becomes like, even though they're all both on the same platform, it is a completely pointless marketing battle.
Yeah.
It would be funny to see Microsoft and Sony try to battle it out, marketing Call of Duty versus Battlefield, when they both have the games.
Yeah. Right.
I think that would just be hilarious. Like just butt heads and duke it out in the marketing
Yeah,
field for
right.
thing games when it's completely irrelevant because everyone gets to play it.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, there's that day one exclusive map pack that no one gives a crap about.
Hey, that one random person out there probably
this
does.
probably is. The fanboys care.
Yep,
It
the
gives them
fanboys,
something to argue
yep.
about. But our version of Call of Duty is better because we have that exclusive map on day one you can't get till a week later.
Right. You can't get till a week later. Woo.
Oh,
Right.
Jeez, it's
Well,
too
there
good.
there goes some more subs.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm talking. By the way, we're talking about games that don't even come to,
Yeah, I know,
to
right?
Switch. So I mean,
Nope. More subs then.
anyways, I guess we'll just end this by tossing it out to you guys out there. What games are you most excited to see from Sony and Microsoft? We didn't even throw maybe there's a surprise game from Rare coming in. I know they just did Sea of Thieves, but you could develop more than one game at a time. That's like a thing that happens.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know if Rare
Are you
can.
sure?
And there's a lot of people that don't like Sea of Thieves, so they think it doesn't matter if Rare can't make a good game or whatever. I happen to think Sea of Thieves is okay. It's people I think misunderstand what kind of game it is.
Looks beautiful.
Oh, well, yeah. There's no doubt it's gorgeous. Anyways, you guys let us know if there's any of these games you're excited for, any third-party games you want to see on these platforms. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to complete the trifecta hopefully later this year. God willing, everything goes well for me health-wise and money-wise and everything. But, all right, I think that's going to be it. as I said, it's probably going to be a shorter podcast because we're talking about stuff that we're not as knowledgeable about. So I'd rather kind of throw the conversation out at you guys and get it going. Heck, you guys light up our knowledge. Are there games we're missing on these lists that are supposed to be on here that are rumored or are known to be coming? Games that, you know, hey, did we misspeak on some games?
Right.
Let us know.
Yeah.
These are the companies that we pay attention to because we pay attention to the whole industry.
Right.
But we're not like Hawkeye news for Sony like we are for Nintendo. And
Right,
stuff.
right.
Like I could tell you the financial results for Nintendo's sales of games in Japan and the UK and the last NPD report off the top of my head. I can't tell you anything about what Sony and Xbox did.
I can't. So
because
you're
I don't
be
pay
there.
enough attention because that's not what we do here.
I do also have to throw the caveat in here. Remember, we are recording this on a Thursday before the Monday comes out, so anything in between, you got to throw the caveat in there.
All right. Be sure to join us on our next episode, which can you believe it? It lands on the Monday before E3. And it is the betting special, which we will note when we record it. We're going to put down the day and time it started because the EA stuff and a bunch of third-party conferences do happen over that weekend. Not a bunch. I think there's one other besides EA. So some of our bets might be answered before you even get to the betting special. But you will know that we have recorded it beforehand, so you know that hey, we just already have some points.
Well,
nothing's finals until after E3. Because we might even have bets for what's going to be shown at the Treehouse, which that always sucks because just like last time for the Treehouse, we had to go back through all of the Treehouse footage.
Yay!
That was fun. Yay! That's what I want to do with my time.
Yep.
It's okay. I like watching the Treehouse footage anyways. Yeah. Plus, I'm going to be reporting on news and having conversations. And I feel like even when we go hands-on with the games, we should still see what the Treehouse said, interviews, etc., to formulate our conversations better.
Right.
But, yeah, maybe I'll have someone... Maybe I'll have one of our moderators who plans to watch all of the Treehouse footage go through and timestamp it for us. So we know this is when they did Mario Tennis. This is when they did Smash. That way, if we say we got Smash stuff day one, be like, okay, so we know we're going to talk about Smash today. So we're going to get our footage out, and then let's have a conversation about it, and let's make sure we see what Treehouse and everyone else said about it. So, we have the full picture. But, all right, folks, that's going to be it. I am Nathaniel Rufflegans from Nintendo Prime, and you are...
Eric Moore.
And you can catch him on Twitter at emo8790. You can find me at Ninty Prime or at Nate Jans. Just follow the Ninty Prime one. That's all that really matters. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nintendo Prime. Subscribe to us, like our channel if you like it. Go support this show, this particular show. Yes, this one you're watching right now, the one that you have wasted, an hour or so of your time watching. You can go support this show at patreon.com/Nintendo Prime for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month gets early audio access. $10 a month gets you the live podcast, basically a live recording of what we're doing. No editing, no nothing. You see all the craziness before, a little bit of craziness after. Maybe a little bit of sometimes you stand up and maybe you get a little hip reveal. I don't know if you like that hip action.
Scandalous.
I don't know. For $20 a month, you have an opportunity to be on at one podcast per month. And we might be adding a new tier, but it's unrelated to the podcast, so it doesn't matter for you guys. Otherwise, I just thank you guys for tuning in. And, let's see if... You know what's going to happen? None of our Road to E3 episodes, I don't think, has cracked 1,000 views. But I have a feeling that betting special.
Yeah.
People love bets.
Yeah.
They love bets. And they love watching Eric suffer.
I was going to say, are you sure you're going to call this the betting special?
Let's be fair. I'm the only one that's ever truly suffered.
Yeah.
The only time I lost, I'm the one that suffered.
Yeah, there is that.
I mean, and even the pie one, which I had so much fun with.
Yeah.
You just got to take a shower and it's all done, and I'm sitting in my office washing walls. So really, even though I win most of the time, I've won every betting special. I'm the loser.
Yeah.
It's just the way. It's funny how that works. I'm always the loser.
Yeah. Are we sure we're not going to call it the Watch Eric Get Bent special?
The Eric losing special.
Yeah,
Remember
right.
That used to be what we named it to.
Yep.
Maybe this will be the time. He thought he had me at the Game Awards.
Oh God.
Should have had me.
PUBG.
But you know what? The thing is, now we have that leaked list of games out there. So it's oh no, am I? So who's gonna take the Fortnite bet? That's now 100% guaranteed. At the
Right.
Well, it's gonna be Fortnite's gonna be there. Well.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going PUBG, I guess. Huh?
Right.
Then watch PUBG gets announced and be like, I was giving you a point and I got it.
Right.
That was the decision one.
Goddamn PUBG.
I was handing you the victory,
Yeah.
and then
God
Nintendo's
dang.
like, nope.
The Caltank PUBG, of course, hey, there is a small glimmer of hope that it will get destroyed, but I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I don't.
All right, folks. This is the Nintendo Pride Podcast, episode 67, Road to E3 Week 5. Tune in next week for our betting special and then all of our E3 coverage. Going to be wild. We're going to have exclusive gameplay clips, hands-on impressions, a podcast, an extra bonus podcast that week, in person, hopefully, with 4 of us, if not 4, at least 3. Not sure who those guests are going to be yet. We're meeting up with different people, who has time, who makes things work. We'll find out. And, yeah, we're going to be live coverage from E3 that's not actually live, but it's coverage from at basically, we have an entire week's worth of E3 coverage from us actually being at E3.
A non-live live looking at E3?
How do you do you guys have suggestions for how I advertise it? Because I'm always like, yeah, live coverage from E3, but we're not really live. But what it is we have coverage from E3 itself. We're actually going to be at E3 covering it. Mm-hmm. But what do you call that coverage?
On site?
On-site coverage of E3? That sounds kind of lame.
Yeah, kind of. It's not epic.
I mean, by the way, if we can pull it off, we are going to attempt to have some live stream discussions with you guys, Q&As and all that stuff, if it works out for us. We don't know if it's going to work out for us because we haven't got to the internet yet to test it out.
Yay!
Including the day that it comes out, the day that the Road to E3 Week 6 podcast comes out. That's the Monday. I plan to, once I think the Sony conference is done, do a Q&A thing with that, because then we don't have any videos to upload. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be live streaming all day because we can somehow get that to work. The hotel claims that, I'm not talking about high-speed internet. Everyone thinks 1 megabyte high-speed internet. So, but they claim to have the fastest hotel internet in LA. But that might just mean it's 2 megabytes per second.
It's dial-up.
It's dial-up. All right, folks. We'll catch you next week.
Now, one other thing before we...
Eric!
That we could possibly cut out. That we could possibly cut out. I'm just gonna question you. Should we throw it to them on our punishment again?
Yes.
Okay.
Folks, anyone who's made it to the end of the podcast, you have the right and the privilege to give punishment suggestions down in the comments, of course, on what should happen to the loser of the betting special. Now, we would prefer if it was something that could be done while we're out in LA. If it's not, and it's something we have to do when we get back here, that's fine as well. If you want it to be a live stream stand-up comedy or something.
Oh, God.
I'm just throwing ideas out that I have, but those are my ideas.
Yeah.
And I like to collaborate a little bit on these ideas because otherwise it just seems like it's a setup.
Right.
Oh, geez, It's almost like I planned for Eric to lose every time.
Right? Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll catch you next time. Cool. Nice and short.
Keep
I
it legal.
don't even know if we hit an hour.
Keep it legal.
Well, we didn't even hit an hour.
Woo! That
Almost.
might be the oh, there it goes.
50 minutes. It's not on me.
Yeah, right.
Hey, don't stain this before I even get to E3. Where's my phone?
I don't know, but kill the stream.